Hello, my fellow showgirls. Is today just like Christmas for pop culture fans? There's so much going on. I'm already seeing some chatter from some of my favorite people. Hold the phone. Amy's here. Brianna, we're going to talk about the fate of Ophelia specifically. So hold that thought. I hope you did like a whole lyrics deep dive because I just did. And I'm not even full, like, I haven't listened to the album in full yet. I am still far behind, but with that being the opening track, I am up to speed on that one. Monique is here. Yes, it was popping. Much to discuss. Hey, Alexa. Kenyatta. Oh, my goodness. We're going to learn a lot from this guy. I always love your answers, Kenyatta. So happy you're here. Jesse is back. Yes, do you like my feathery thing? I wanted to get a boa, but I thought of it too late. So we're going to go with this and pretend that's my showgirl energy today. So oh, Jesse, you can only hang for a bit. Well, we appreciate you popping in. That's what we do for Pop Chat. Oh, thank you. Thank you guys. It's just a little accessory. I've got the pregnant belly like all the way down here, but but from the chest up we can accessorize. Otherwise there's not much I can do. Yes, still need to listen to the whole album. I've only sold one copy of the album so far at Barnes and Noble. Huh, interesting. I wonder how things are going at Target. Has anyone been this morning or seen photos or heard anything about the Target madness and that special edition? Jennifer's here. Thank you. I might have to like do something festive for every pop chat. Let's go ahead and dive into things. Got a little more festive for you today with some sparkle. But yeah, lots to discuss. Of course, take a moment, tell us who you are, where you're joining from, and what you do. I think this thing is making me itch. But, worth it. Anything for the plot. Hey, Rebecca. Thank you so much. So go ahead and introduce yourselves. If this is your first time joining Pop Chat, you are in the right place to discuss all things pop culture and fangirl with me. How sweet of you, Monique, to call me the ringleader of this stuff. I just needed to channel all this pop culture fun somewhere, and I'm so glad you all enjoy talking about it as much as I do, as well as marketing. I'm a marketer but also a fangirl and an academic. I teach branding and social media at the University of Florida, and I live in Florida, in Jupiter, Florida, with my husband Sandy and our daughter Thea. I have a podcast called Making the Brand, which is more marketing and pop culture fusion. So if you like that stuff, go ahead and listen. Like I said, introduce yourselves because unlike what my beloved Backstreet Boys say, I do care who you are, where you're from, and what you do. I was on number 3 until I took a pop chat break. Okay, Danny, getting through the album. I wonder, is there going to be a deluxe version? Because I noticed I'm almost done with it. I was like, that went pretty fast, actually. What are there, 12 tracks or so? She went full Lorax. I missed the stream. I'm so upset. I used to buy all the hard copies of her albums. Me too. I stopped doing that. I think the last one I did was Red. Good times though. Amy was at Target today, but not at midnight. I think that's when they opened for the release. Yeah, that's out of character for them, isn't it? Anything for Taylor, right? So what is Pop Chat? If you're new here, it is where marketing and pop culture collide, where we're all going to get to geek out over not only our careers and things that we like to do professionally, but also our favorite things in pop culture. And a really fun byproduct of that is community, because we get to know each other beyond our jobs and connect through that. So the way it works, be you, share and reply to others, and just connect and have fun. There is no authority here. I want to hear all your perspectives, all the thoughts. Hey, Mohammed. Rebecca's here. I was up at midnight, so I listened to all of it. So good. Oh, wow. I love that commitment. I love that commitment. I think I've told you guys I've started doing 6 a.m. Peloton rides with a couple of my neighbors. So that wasn't in the cards for me like it used to be. Yes, Danny from Massachusetts. Thank you for spending your Fridays with me. Oh, yeah, we're getting 2 or 3 versions. We're getting deluxe songs. No, I'm not going to introduce you this way. People can read it, but that's not who you are to me. How about the most creative person I've seen on LinkedIn in a very long time? Monique is from Baltimore, pop culture and marketing nerd. Well, you've come to the right place. Um, like many of you, I was torn. Do I wear feathers or do I wear pink because it's Mean Girls Day? But in the spirit of that and, culty high school movies, I want to know, who were you in high school? What were you involved in? What cliques were you maybe a part of? What sports did you do? What clubs were you in? Give me kind of just like the one sentence rundown of what you were like in high school. Were you part of the plastics of your high school? Nobody here was the Regina George of their high school, I don't think. You're all too amazing. Jennifer is a freelance copywriter and content writer from Tampa, Florida. So happy you're back, Jennifer. So while you're going back in time to your high school days, I thought I'd show you my high school days. And when I look at these photos, I'm like, was I one of the plastics? But no, my senior superlative that I won was most friendly. So I can't be a mean girl if I'm a friendly girl, but I was a cheerleader. I was super involved. I was super school spirited, all the things. Here I am at my class ring ceremony. Here I am on Old People Day. Just loved all of those fun, like Spirit Week, wacky tacky, fun things. Do they still do those? I sure hope so. I was in student government. My senior year, I was student body president. Like I lived for for high school. I loved all of it. And bonus points if you can guess who the band is that I got to meet because of my involvement with student government. This is a band, I guess you can say from the early 2000s or so. I haven't heard much of them from them since, but if you can recognize them, bonus points. Lathan's here. He was in the marching band, not a band geek, more of an overall geek. What did you play, Lathan? I need to know. Geeks Unite, band geeks. Choir kid. Love that for you, Jennifer. So I was in with all the music and band geeks. Justice for them. Yearbook. Oh my goodness, Alexa. We need to do a study on the yearbook to marketing pipeline. I bet it's pretty pretty intact. Savannah had braces, poorly applied blue eyeshadow, no friends, AP classes, soccer team, classic loser. I doubt the loser part. I mean, look at you now, the coolest person on LinkedIn. For sure. The blue eyeshadow. Okay, I'll give it to you there. That's like never a good idea, the blue eyeshadow. We're going to need a picture of that. But you have friends now. We're all here. We love Savannah. Amy's high school didn't even have a football team. Oh no. What did you do? Jesse was in student government, captain of the round robin quiz bowl team. Placed second in my region and fifth in the state in the marketing competition in the FBLA. And I was voted most friendly. That tracks. That tracks. Limp Bizkit, no. I think they were a little bit after Limp Bizkit. What is FBLA? I've never heard of that. But we have some fans. Monique describes herself as a floater, had to be involved in everything and in every club, theater, music kid, chess club, youth group, community service, cheer, softball, bad at everything, just there to chat up the sidelines and be goofy. That's kind of how I was, Monique. Like I was the cheerleader that couldn't do a split, couldn't do a flip. Just, I could smile. I could hit some motions, but no, I'm definitely not the best. Lathan, I played and still play the saxophone. Our band placed first in the annual parade competition all 3 years I was in the band. Of course, with you on the sax, of course they did. So, all right, I'm gonna give you the answer to this. This is the fray, folks. Have you ever really seen what the fray looks like? That is the fray. Blue eyeshadow was a rough stage for me too. This was like 6th grade for me, but did anyone else have a white eyeliner stage? Like very early 2000s, glitter eyeshadow, white eyeliner, sparkle. I would bring that back. Oh, future business leaders of America. Okay. Lots of future business leaders here, current business leaders. My dad had to bribe the principal to let me graduate high school. You're doing great. You're doing great. That's like what happened in Clueless too, right? Brianna took AP history and psychology, then moved to a high school that only had future farmers of America. Yay, the FFA. Okay. Followed my friends to clubs and made more friends there. Good times. All right. But yes, this is the fray, folks. I think they're still doing stuff. But yeah. All right. So today, yes, go listen to How to Save a Life. Wait, you guys recognize them? Are these late? I don't know, but lots of fans of the fray here. Yes, you did. Oh, there's a new lead singer. Uh-oh. That's always kind of touchy. You never really know what goes on with bands and all the dynamics when they change members and stuff. As a Backstreet Boys fan, I feel very blessed in that regard, but what can you do? Everybody knows I'm in over my head. Such a good song. I mean, they were like a 2-hit wonder, no? Amy is known for her white and silver eyeliner. It's gorgeous. I didn't realize you two know each other in person. What day is it? That is the question. Well, of course, it's October 3rd. It's Mean Girls Day. We know that. And of all the gifts, I decided to put the one that resonates with me most right now as a pregnant Polly with no pants that fit. So sweatpants are all it fits me right now. It's also World Smile Day, in case you didn't know. And coming up to get some content ideas churning, Monday or Tuesday is National Coaches Day. And I don't think our coaches get enough credit and love. So if you feel so inclined to do a nostalgic post on social media celebrating a coach in your life that made a difference, I would want to read that. The Fray just performed at a music festival here in Maryland. How cool. Over my head. How to Save a Life. But yeah, both are up there. This is an ultimate rebrand. I don't remember what city they were in playing, but the Fray was on CNN's 4th of July in America, and the whole crowd was singing How to Save a Life, like belting it. How to Save a Life, me and a couple friends, that's like the song that follows us everywhere, and we always have to let the group chat know, like, oh my God, I heard it again. It's probably going to happen to you now. Let me know if the Fray follows you today somewhere. And also next week is World Mental Health Day. Let me know if you're making any content for that, for work or for fun. And of course, happy The Life of a Showgirl Day. Like I said, I'm still making my way through the album, but feel free to share any initial reactions, any thoughts, any fun posts from brands that you've seen so far. I know Taylor is on a whole little press tour doing some radio and everything. Fun fact, the original smiley face was invented in Worcester, Massachusetts. I love me a fun fact, and that is such a happy little fun fact. Thank you for that. Did someone trademark it is the question. Okay, now let's talk about, yes, it's National Boyfriend Day. That's true. And National Manufacturing Day, in case that's relevant to anyone. Now, just got cursed with the Fray. Some famous birthdays. Gwen Stefani becomes a senior citizen today, which means we're all not too far behind. She turns 55. She looks amazing still. Another person who's ageless is Kevin Richardson of the Backstreet Boys. So it's like a true national holiday. Fun face does work perfect. I did see that typo, but yes, I see what you did there unintentionally. Brianna's listened to it 3 times already. I started at 12 a.m. It's incredible. I love me some Max Martin, so I'm optimistic. Does she even need to do press tours anymore? Probably not, but I feel like I'm always hanging on her every word with some of the stuff she says. Krispy Kreme is giving away orange glazed donuts. How did I miss that? I'm going to need that in my life. Also, pop culture rewind. This week, we're celebrating 25 years of Gilmore Girls that premiered this week in 2000. I know. This is the Gwen Stefani thing, isn't it? Fun fact, speaking of fun facts, I've only seen the pilot of Gilmore Girls, so I've got to get into it. I feel like a bad millennial. And considering it's like supposed to be the ultimate fall show, I think now's the time. So 25 years of Gilmore Girls. If that show is your jam, please shout it from the rooftops. And also a year later, we got Reba's sitcom, which reminded me of the Spirit Halloween meme. And that then also reminded me that we're going to start seeing these popping up soon, aren't we? I haven't seen any yet. I know people get fatigued from them, but, that's not the worst thing in the world. Let's all just have a little fun. So Reba premiered in 2001. So look out for the Spirit Halloween memes coming very, very soon if you haven't seen them already. All right, folks, trending topics. I honestly don't have too much Taylor today, but I did catch a clip of one of her radio interviews. And she said regarding her approach to the Eras tour, she said, the crowd is your king. It's not the other way around. I know. How is that possible? What can we compare it to? I think I'd like it. Rich is here. There'll be a Spirit AI trend before you know it. Oh my God. AI is going to suck the fun out of that too. I highly recommend the Taylor commentary version on Amazon Music of this album. Is that like all her voice memos? Because I loved when she used to do that. It is cozy. I do love a cozy vibe. Someone should make Happy Gilmore Girls. Where is Leah Sitkoff when you need her? Because she did a fun pop culture before and after, Jeopardy style, like Happy Gilmore Girls. Brilliant. So many ideas. Hallmark has a whole Gilmore Girls line. I love when we celebrate anniversaries like this. Rebecca hasn't watched it either. Maybe there's a rewatch podcast we can get behind, which Desperate Housewives, this is deviating, but Desperate Housewives is one of my favorite shows. And I noticed that Terry Hatcher just started a rewatch podcast. So if you're into that. Oh, Danny, I'm sorry. This came late. You had great hair, played baseball and soccer, and was the lead editor on the yearbook. I love that for you. So Taylor Swift said, the crowd is your king. And she was saying, actually, I don't want to give context. I want to just hear how you interpret this. And especially in the context of what we do, where we always hear that content is king. How may the idea of the crowd is your king be interpreted in marketing or social media? Does this kind of make you rethink your approach to what we do? Because it really got the gears turning for me. She serves the crowd, not just her fans. She has to please the world. Oh, no. That sounds sad. That sounds sad. I will explain a little bit of how she elaborated on it, but Desperate Housewives, so good. So good. Need to join because I haven't watched it either. We all have some homework here. So, okay, the idea of the crowd is your king. How do you interpret this as far as our field? And do you kind of agree? Don't mind me hydrating. I'm supposed to drink so much as a pregnant lady. I love this, Rich. Do it for the audience, not for the vanity metrics. That's what it means to me. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Rachel has been considering a Desperate Housewives rewatch. You won't regret it. I'm embarrassed to say how many times I've rewatched it. But I'm on season 2 right now. And probably my greatest feat, one of two, is that I've gotten my husband into this show and he'll rewatch it with me. And I've also gotten my husband to fall in love is a strong phrase, but to enjoy watching Jersey Shore, because he was totally just not into it or even aware of it as it was happening in real time. So all these years later, I'm like, you have to watch how stupid this is. And now he loves it. We love brain rot. Brain rot. Erica says, having all eyes on you and your posts, also having a lot of people jump on a trend. The crowd is your king. Yeah, that makes sense. Lathan says, social listening is important. Know what your audience is looking for. And when looking for a new audience, learn and ask what they want. Yeah, and I think that goes hand in hand with the idea that content is king. Like you can't make content that hits unless you do this listening piece, unless you know what your audience wants, and learn and ask what they want, like you said, Lathan. So in order for the content to be good, the crowd is your king. I love this. Suits. How did you know that Suits is like number 2 of the shows that we just always rewatch? Although we did start a rewatch like our 3rd or 4th and pivoted also. She knows who crowned her. Crowd and fan enthusiasm informs the content and how you promote it. I love that. It's like looking to your audience. Yeah. Instead of coming up blindly with a strategy, you look for what they're already asking for or letting them, inform your content. I love that. Rebecca says, I feel that for me, my customers are my king. Ooh, tell me more. Monique says, I think constantly listening to your audience and community, continue to do what they like and less of what they don't. Yes, that is how you adapt. Rachel says, while I understand the sentiment of the crowd is your king, I actually think for marketing, you shouldn't aim for the crowd in most cases because it's super inefficient for most teams. You can't be everything to and for everyone. Your ICP should be your monarch, your king, your queen, and all in between. Your intended customer profile. Is that ICP? I don't know that acronym. Yeah, your king. I appreciate this point. I think when I think of the crowd as your king, Taylor was kind of talking about the people that are showing up to her shows. So those are people who are already qualified. They're at her shows. They're fans. So they are her audience. For me, I think we've got to talk about just kind of like the larger idea of serving your audience first. My lasting impact. Oh, we're still talking about high school. Love this. Kenyatta says, I don't believe it translates the same in our field because the audience, especially today, is flooded with so many opinions that in any given day, they can contradict what they demand. Ooh, if you're moving at the whim of the crowd as a brand, it can cost you drastically. Ooh, I like this point. It's like kind of cautioning to listening to anything and everything without filtering it a little bit. And it's also funny you say that because this morning I woke up loving The Life of a Showgirl. And then I went down this Twitter rabbit hole where people were being really critical of it. And then it was like clouding my own opinion about it. And I'm like, I can't read any of this right now. I need to form my own opinions. Ideal client profile. Thank you, Smarty Pants. Smarty Pants people here always teach me things. Thanks, Savannah. Alexa says, your audience can inform your content, and it also means being interactive and engage with them too. It's almost like co-creating with them. I love that. Exactly. Your crowd is your audience. Yeah, the crowd is your king. Good thoughts here. I just thought that was such an interesting sentence. And I was like, I'm going to use that. So thanks for helping evolve this conversation. All right. Oh, Monique says, I think it also speaks to catering to your audience and not just putting out what seems popular. Yeah. And I'll say within the context of what Taylor was saying, she kind of made it like she is beholden to her audience, like on days where she's not really feeling well, or, she and her team are kind of dragging, like the crowd is your king. You've got to do what you got to do. You got to power through it. Sorry. Okay, so next up, we have our 26th Super Bowl headliner. It is Bad Bunny. There have been a lot of a lot of mixed opinions. Yeah, Reddit stressed me out this morning. I need unclouded judgment when I do my listening. And yeah, I'm not gonna say some of my thoughts on the album because now I feel like they've been influenced. No. Ooh, there's a difference between the crowd and your crowd. Focus on your crowd. Ooh, I like that. That is a good distinction. So Bad Bunny's headlining the Super Bowl, and he shared a little announcement post, or Apple Music shared it. But there was an interesting thread popping up on LinkedIn and X from our friend Guillaume from McDonald's, the senior marketing director at McDonald's. He said, "We don't talk enough about the artistry that goes into every single Super Bowl halftime show key visual." And this popped off, and I was DMing with him, and he gave us permission to talk about it, right? He said we don't talk about it enough. So let's talk. What makes these visuals so powerful, relevant, meaningful, strong? I want your thoughts on it. So let me go ahead while you know the question. I'll pull this back up. So we have Rihanna, we have Bad Bunny here, Usher, Kendrick Lamar. What are just your overall thoughts on the effectiveness of these? Why they matter? Why they're strong? Maybe you don't think they're strong. Monique has a lot to say. I saw your DM. Bad Bunny, he's on SNL tomorrow? Whoa. Really? We don't need that negativity. I love the Tortured Poets Department also. Savannah, we need to just stay on Pinterest. Yeah, let's all chat. Rachel, this is an acceptable tardy excuse. And we're seeing that played out. It was brands and businesses being conscious and intentional with DEI because it was bad for business not to be diverse. Now it's businesses doing a 180 because DEI is bad for business. It all depends on whose business and money you want. Lots of listening and pivoting. Yeah, with culture, there's a lot going on these days. Yes, justice for the Tortured Poets Department. Did it win any? Did it win any Grammys? Did it? I don't know what year we're in. I think it did. Yeah, when she wore that like little red sparkly outfit with the T on it. I think that was all her Grammys for Torture Poets. I love Guillaume. Yes, he's so brilliant. Lathan says these visuals are so great and often connect to the singer's brand. It is also vital, especially with the increasing use of AI. Yeah, it seems like all of these do kind of feel true to each artist. Rihanna's, I mean, just showing her own hand with her, trademark tattoos. Jennifer says, my question is, how are they used? Because I haven't seen them and don't remember seeing them. Maybe because I don't have or use Apple Music. Well, you probably do remember Rihanna's, Jennifer, when she posted this and all the brands started copying it. And it was a whole thing with the memes. And if they're doing takedowns. She didn't. What was I just talking about? She didn't win any Grammys? What? Oh my. Then what was the event with the red sparkly thing with the letter T on her thigh? Because I thought that was an award show where she won some stuff. Or maybe she was just presenting. She just presented to Beyonce. It's all coming back to me. I remember her on stage, but that might have been it. Oh boy. So any other thoughts on these visuals? It's in my top 3. I know. We've got to stay off Reddit, I guess. Alexa says it captures the essence of the artist and the vibe they are bringing to the show. The images are strong without having to say so much. They are so recognizable. Yes, an image is worth 1,000 words for sure. They're simple. Really? I thought when she announced Tortured Poet, she wore that white kind of strapless dress. Accepting the Grammys for Midnights was nominated. It's all foggy. This headband is, going to my brain. Showgirls are still tortured poets when the lights go off. Amen. We're going to go with that. She was at the Grammys, but she didn't win. Kenyatta. Oh, wait. Whoops. Here we go. The art is a reflection of the changes the NFL is making to attract the youth and expand itself into being more of a global entertainment destination than just a one-dimensional sporting event. Kenyatta, I always want more of your words. Like, I feel like whenever you say something, it's so thought-provoking. I'm like, I know you have more to say on this, but we only have an hour show here. But yeah, I think these are, also a reflection of the NFL and where they're trying to take that brand. Oh, no biggie. I know there's so many dresses and and moments and things to remember. It's all cloudy, but moral is she didn't win. That is shocking. The announcement was huge because the Super Bowl is a part of American culture and Bad Bunny was repping his Puerto Rican heritage, which is often forgotten, but still an important conversation in America. Yes, this has ignited a lot of political conversations as well, which I tend to not get into on this show. But if you have thoughts on them, they're probably on Reddit too. Y'all are healing my Reddit drama this morning. You're welcome. That's what I strive to do here at Pop Chat is to, let it be your safe space and heal and hang out. So Rihanna's was 2003. Maybe I did, but I don't remember. My clock has never recovered. Same. Yay! Danny's here. You like your friends canceled? Uh-oh. I did see that I did see something you were commenting on today where someone was was it Nicole's post? Have to do your due diligence to keep your brand formidable. Always a good idea. Rachel likes Kenyatta's take. This is a great take and fits with the strategy of expanding international games. Ooh, I forgot they're doing that. Oh, you can challenge me, Danny. I have so many blind spots. My pop culture taste is very narrow to a certain time period. Like it's very early 2000s and even stuff that happened yesterday I'm a little foggy on. But thank you for saying that. And also, I'm embarrassed to say that I'm very behind on a lot of like classic millennial movies. I was more of a music girly. So name an iconic millennial movie. I probably haven't seen it except Clueless and Legally Blonde, just really fantastic movies. I know. People forget that part. Target shared pictures of empty shelves a few days ago to prepare for new merchandise. Sorry if this is coming in late. Oh, yes, Nicole's post. Yes, I did see that. All the showgirls are here. It's something I can't help but keep in front of mind whenever I see any NFL news. They're hungry for international ascension, so they're happy to make whatever adjustments they need to continue pressing their advantages. Yeah, this is brilliant. I really forgot that the NFL was doing that and doing games in Europe and all over the place. I haven't listened to it yet. It's one of the last ones on the album, right? Also, I haven't gone down the blogs and rabbit holes or Reddits to confirm this, but on my first listen of Ruin the Friendship, that's not about Blake Lively, right? Isn't that about ruining a platonic friendship for romantic reasons? You know what I mean? Oh, thank you. Hiatus on a Friday. Yeah, I hope this is a happy meeting on your calendar. For the safety of his fan base, he skipped his US tour. So it's satisfying to know he will be on every single American screen. And then some of this February, Spanish speaking or not. Yes. I know. Remember when they totally like flubbed the subtitles for him? Was that on SNL? Clueless, my favorite movie. It is a classic. Sorry, Jesse, this came in late. It's smart and forward thinking because they pretty much tapped the domestic audience share, and a global perspective keeps up with what they use want. All right. Thank you all for this perspective. And again, reminding me about what the NFL may be doing strategically. I may be creating content on it. It's great. Ruin the Friendship has so much buy visibility. Ooh. Tell me more. I'll be reading. The NFL said they want 18 games a year in Europe. They want to become global like the NBA. The NBA has European and African leagues. You guys are just tapped in. Oh, yes. Yeah. She mentions Abigail. That is a callback. All right. So hope you loved this conversation about these Super Bowl visuals, and more to come. And thank you to Guillaume for inspiring this conversation. Father figures about Blake Lively. I said what I said. Ooh, this one, I did go down that rabbit hole this morning in the Scott Borchetta thing, but I need to listen to it back in the context of maybe it's Blake Lively. Do we really think they're feuding? Is that confirmed? I know the Justin Baldoni, his guy serving papers got arrested and all this stuff, but I feel like we haven't gotten true confirmation that they're feuding. Love song analysis. Yes, tag us all, Danny. Father Figure is my fave so far as well. Great taste. Although I do want to listen to The Fate of Ophelia again. But yeah, that was the first one that like made me say, okay, I need to read these lyrics and stuff because I like this song. All right, Reading Rainbow's back. Rejoice. Let's all just read kids' books again just so we can feel something. Actually, I am reading a lot of kids' books these days with my daughter, but it is a nice little escape. My question for you regarding Reading Rainbow. Well, first, let me catch you up. Michael the librarian is hosting, stepping into LeVar Burton's shoes. Very big shoes to fill. And he is called Michael the Librarian on TikTok, and it's just always spreading the joy of reading and the library and the importance of children's literacy. And I'm very happy for him because it got him noticed to now host Reading Rainbow. The Khaleesi comment, Blake said, father figure like a dragon protects you. Okay. The phoenix and okay. That's a good clue. It was a Swifty caption for a brand post for later today. Oh, I'm excited to see it, Danny. Make sure it's brought to my attention. Michael Threets. Yes, that's his name. What a gem. Listen to Canceled because I think that puts those rumors to bed. Oh, the Blake rumors. Okay. You all are really, you've done the rotations. I love it. I'm sad for Reading Rainbow. Has anyone watched the Reading Rainbow documentary on Netflix? It is like a warm hug. They also do this whole segment about how they made the theme song. It's a fun watch. He's perfect for this role. We love a librarian. I need 2 listens to Fate of Ophelia to get it. Yes, I need to go back. And yeah, we love a librarian. Eldest daughter had me. I know. Me too, as someone with an eldest daughter. Okay, so my question, let's get nostalgic about reading. It's fall. Hopefully we're getting cozy with our books and doing more reading and stuff. But my question for you is, how does reading or content consumption influence your creativity? And also, just to get the gears turning, what kind of books or content inspire you most? And just really, where do you get your ideas from as far as other content? I've barely slept. I know. We need like a 12 p.m. launch. You know, I'm tired. They better keep Butterfly in the Sky. They have to, right? They have to. I'm still laughing at this, Rachel. Kids or no kids, we will be watching. But seriously, I love this commitment. All right, this is really hurting my head. Oh my word. But worth it. Still worth it. I'll give you a second to think about this one. But I've noticed that whenever I feel like I'm in a content drought and I have no ideas, it's because I'm not reading or listening to things. If you don't follow her, Meet Me in the Media Center is one of my favorite TikTok accounts. That alone is so nostalgic. Just the fact that our libraries on campus or at school were called the Media Center. It's so cute. I have seriously contemplated quitting PR and marketing to become a librarian because of her content. Oh, okay. I'm gonna write that down because I need that. I think librarians, you have to have some serious credentials. I think it's a very competitive job, actually. But that does sound very blissful to leave this all behind and go work in a library. Sandra Boynton. Me too. Not the Armadillo is high on my list, and the Going to Bed book. Trying to talk about reading, and I'm compulsively messaging about the new album. Keep going. Everyone's big fans of Meet Me in the Media Center. I'm writing it down. Also, Monique, I'm really sorry. I should have incorporated what was his name? Chunk, the bear that won Fat Bear Week. It crossed my mind and then I kind of forgot. So big applause to, I think his name was Chunk, who won Fat Bear Week. Feel free to to elaborate on this for anyone who was invested. I was never a reader as a child or teen, Lathan says, mostly since I had to read books for school I did not always enjoy. I now read much more since I can pick genres and authors. I was the same way. I did not like being forced to read certain things. Danny loves reading, been adding audiobooks. I read a lot of business books, and that inspires so much creativity. I'm big on self-help books, community building books. Besides books, music is my second biggest inspo. Danny, we should trade lists because those are the genres I like. I feel like that makes me a soulless human, that I rarely ever read fiction. I'm just like, I need takeaways. I need a book that's going to definitely make my life better, not just entertain me. So I'll take any fiction, Rex. I've tried. I know I can't write off a whole genre because I have read fiction books that I do like, but I just don't choose them usually. Music is a other great inspiration. I used to listen to a music talk show every day, and I sparked so many ideas from that, or they sparked them for me. Consuming content definitely inspires me. Savannah, tell me what you're into. Chunk is our king. We love Chunk. Hold on, where am I? Amrapali's here. Reading sparks thoughts that I may not have thought of, creates connections that I did not see or notice before. At times, it is also that moment to remind you why something brings you joy. That's so beautiful. What are you reading, Amrapali? Please tell me. I love reading so much, and the amount I read has made me a better writer. I've been more conscious to read perspectives outside of my bubble, which has expanded my worldview. Rachel, I need some Rex. I love how you wrote this. And we're going to talk about Taylor Swift's reading habits in a second. I really want to know what she reads. Jennifer, as they say, garbage in, garbage out. If you are a creative, I think what you consume is going to inspire and influence your writing and design. You are what you read. Ooh. So what's on your shelf, Jennifer? Alexa gets so many ideas for the content for content. I read from articles. However, reading fiction does make my writing better. Although I think we've almost made reading productive now with aspiring to read so many books per year. And a lot of the books are so short and don't have as much substance anymore. Yeah. Remember a few weeks ago when we were talking about John Mayer and how he felt like tweeting so much was making him unable to write like a real song or a more cohesive thought. I feel like I've trained my brain to write so concisely and get straight to the point and strip out all the details just because you're fighting for attention spans that my writing is suffering. Like I don't know how to write really good, prose anymore. So maybe I do need to read some fiction. We're reading Harry Potter with my kids, and it's always a fun mix of nostalgia, but it's still always relevant with different generations. How old are your kids, Rebecca? Because my nephew just turned 8, and I wanted to get him Harry Potter, and I think I might wait till he's 9, but I think 8 is a good age for it. Spooky thriller, perfect for this time of year. You guys are on fire today. Finding biz books fun. And an ex once told me it wasn't relaxing to read a business book, hence why he's an ex. We definitely need to trade lists. I'm the same way. I'm a book club failure. I have this dear friend who started a book club, and she invites me every week, and all they read is fiction. I'm just like, I can't. It's sad. Sometimes it helps me learn things I didn't know. Amazing. We are blessed to have so many journalists, authors, and video essayists who share their passion with us and make us smart and more capable to live and enjoy the things we find interesting. Not to be deep, but yeah. No, that is deep. I know. I'm going to give you my, where is it? My sparkles for the day. Woo! I love that. We love celebrating reading. That kind of reminds me of Reading Rainbow. That little sound. All right. Keep the thoughts coming. Are you on any reading tracking app? Yes, I am. I'm on Goodreads. I've never heard of these others. Everyone drop your Goodreads handles. As someone trying to think of the most unhelpful content on LinkedIn, I'm inspired by 2 things like Sky Mall magazines, Beavis and Butthead, and a lot of the songs and books my 2-year-old introduces me to. So I think there's actually some science to reading children's books and having that spark imagination for adults, because there's so much in kids' books that we they're unfiltered. Their ideas aren't edited. It's like ridiculous things like, crayons singing. And that's fun for kids, but for adults to write something like that, or, it's too unserious for us. So I think it's good to get playful like that, even as adults. 6,000 words to my latest newsletter. Oh my goodness. Polly's got a book list. Thank you. We're going to move on, but I did want to just touch on Taylor Swift here, because I've always wondered, like, this girl has got to read a ton with some of the like references and idioms and storylines in her songs. I feel like I don't hear her talk about this a lot. However, in her opening track on The Life of a Showgirl, as you all know, there's a song called The Fate of Ophelia, which is a Hamlet Shakespeare reference. So she's clearly reading, or at least knows her Shakespeare, but highly recommend going down this rabbit hole about Ophelia, who ends up dying in the end. And the whole premise of The Fate of Ophelia is that her, I guess you can say it was Travis, kind of came in and saved her from the fate of Ophelia and drowning. This is how Ophelia died, in a tragic love story. So it's a takeover. Amazing. Wait, I saw pizza. I remember winning pizza this way. Yes, we love the Book It program. Oh, your son will be 8 soon. I'm so glad he's reading Harry Potter. That's awesome. All right, Feel Good Friday. I feel like we've already shared a bunch of just fun things, but if you have any other good news you want to put out in the world, when does she find the time? I'm thinking on but well, she doesn't really do a tour bus on the private jet. Maybe. It's crazy, her brain. There's an Ophelia on my son's hockey team. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, we love names that have a strong reference like that. She reads a ton of British literature and tons of literature from hundreds of years ago. She's book nerdy like us. But does she read a business book? Has she read Building a Story Brand? I just don't know. Father figure. Yes, love. So share some good news. Anything you want to just put out there. Speaking of all this, my good news is that I signed up for an 8-week writing program online. So yeah, that has been, it's only been week 1, but I'm excited about it. When does she sleep? I don't know. She's our English teacher. Yes. With all the literature, it's making sense. Making sense. Okay, so share your feel good stuff. I also wanted to drop a job alert. So I know a lot of people are looking, and Jake Zachariah, our friend Jay-Z, who is a pop chatter, sent this to me and said that these are some great roles. So, and there are 2 of them. They're remote. They're for a company called Grace Hill. There's a marketing operations manager and a senior product and content marketing manager. Celebs are, she should write a business book. That's coming. Book it. Totally wanted the personal pan pizza. It was the best. Strong motivator. Yeah, so these roles are open. You can feel free to screenshot this if you want to DM the hiring manager, but you can find them directly on their website. Also, their chief marketing officer has commented down here, so there's her contact. Ooh, Lathan's got an interview. Wishing you luck. More interviews. Yay, Noah. It's through a company called Lucinda Literary, and she is all about helping writers get published and get their books out into the world and find a literary agent and learn how to pitch their book ideas. And I will not rest until I write a book. It's a big goal of mine, but I have a lot of imposter syndrome about it. So I'm like, let me just throw money at this program, and that'll be the motivation I need to get my life together. We'll see. To be continued, but I am learning a lot, and I think I've gotten some good proof of concept, and yeah, so stay tuned. Lucinda Literary, if you want to check it out. Alexa's starting a Greek class. Look at all of us reading and learning. First full week off. Midwest to recharge. Love that for you, Rachel. Danny, my son is a hockey goalie, and he's participating in a national campaign to support breast cancer awareness and research. If you'd like to donate, head to my Instagram. Drop the link. Please, anyone else want to write books? Took a summer writing course in video game narrative writing. Video game narrative writing. That's like the coolest thing I've ever heard. And got my grades and certification today. So Monique, does that mean you need a new profile picture with your credential? Okay. I'm yapping too much. We've got 2 more questions. Oh my gosh. What are you most excited for with the program? I'm excited for the accountability and the motivation, because I am the type of person that I need deadlines and I need other people relying on me, and I need that structure. So I'm hoping this program empowers me to get a literary agent and to hopefully secure a book deal where they're like, oh, here's your book deal, but you need to have this many chapters in by this date. Otherwise, I will drag this out for 10 years. So I give all credit to the success I've seen in content creation strategy and article writing to changing my media consumption. I read more articles, more books. I buy magazines and read them. And I try to keep it all physical mediums as much as I can. Kenyatta. So that's where this big brain is coming from. I want to know what magazines people here are actually subscribed to that you get in the mail. That is a thing I'm always curious about. All right, let's wrap up. Delta has a partnership with YouTube now. You can now stream stream YouTube on your seatback screen. And it'll also include free access to YouTube Premium and YouTube Music while you're in flight. So, gotta love Delta. Any other Delta loyalists here? That is my airline of choice. Oh, took several years off when the kiddos were younger. Yes, you would love this program. There's a ton of fiction writers as well. So look up Lucinda Literary. So speaking of this, trying YouTube Premium, I want to know what industries benefit most from offering trials and why do they work so well? Oh, thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Two fiction book ideas and then to want to write a business book too. There are so many smarty pants people here. You all clearly have thoughts and great things to share. So one thing you could do is kind of treat your newsletter like a draft of your book and, get pieces of it out. I need deadlines and structure too. I gaslit myself into treating myself like a client and set deadlines way in advance. Wow, I know what I'm talking about. 18 months from now, I'm building that content daily. Share your share your Google Sheet or whatever you're using to project manage yourself. Anthony is in the Delta Hub. You're in Atlanta? Delta for life. Love the idea of this. There was a time where news said that seatback entertainment would go away because of personal devices. Glad to see it is here. Yeah, and I think it's limited. I don't think there's full YouTube access. I think they're pushing certain creators and certain types of content. But I don't have a flight booked. Actually, I do have a flight booked. But I'm not on Delta because I'm going to Charlotte and it's a hub for what? American? Sadly. Maybe Taylor Swift does read Stephen King or sci-fi. You never know. Her brain just goes everywhere, so it would not surprise me. Erica says the design industry, since they offer a lot of helpful features and sometimes discounts, which leads people to buying the better version. Oh, yes. Remember when Adobe used to be CD-ROMs? I mean, I don't because I used to download Photoshop from LimeWire and Kazaa. So, but yeah, you would get like the 30-day free trial. Content is huge for free trials, gyms too. Something that when you start and want more seasons of a show, workout classes, I love that. Great examples. The only magazine I get is my school alumni one. I started ordering highlights for my daughter, but they have like a little kid version. It's called Hello. It goes Hello, the High Five magazine, and then you graduate to highlights, and I'm really excited for it. Oh, she's crying for me, guys. We're going to wrap this up soon. Software. Guys, how cute is this? She calls me Mimi, so she's crying and saying, Mimi. I will be right there. But software for sure. But I think a lot of tools offer too short of trials. Like I can't get all set up in a tool 7 or 14 days and figure it out if it's something I like and figure out if it's something I like or want to use. Yeah. And then they immediately charge you. And then it's like, all right, I guess I own this now. Any membership offer, Danny says, monthly benefits from a trial. And I wish I saw that more in the coaching industry. Oh, yeah, that's tricky because with coaching, it's so personal. It's like time is money. And for, a person to offer a lot of free stuff, I feel like that's hard. Auto renewal plan. Highlights was the best. Anyone else remember Weekly Reader in school? Those were our little magazines. Good times. Savannah gets Vogue, but I haven't paid for it ever. Should I be worried? Is your name on it? Maybe you got it as part of another subscription. Like if you get HelloFresh or one of those, I feel like sometimes they throw stuff in. Most subscription services use trials regardless of the product. Yeah. It's I'm curious to see the conversion rates. And to Alexa's point, I wonder if people convert more based on the length of the trial. So, guys, I'm having so much fun. I can't believe it's 2:01. I had one more question for you, but I'm gonna skip it. Maybe we'll save it for next time. But there's an AI actress out there. It's happening. We've got fake actresses in movies and things. So this is kind of rocking Hollywood right now. So no time to discuss this, but we could table it for next week. I should have known today would run long because, like I said, it's like Christmas for pop culture lovers with all that's going on. So seriously, thank you so much for hanging out with me today and just for making me smarter and for just, being such a fun little highlight of my week. And oh my gosh, her name is on it. I hope it's not a bill that you get in 5 years. Yeah. I am myself figuring out what to offer as a free trial for my own coaching services because I'm big on the be the change you want to see. Ooh, okay. Could you do like a free office hours type of thing? Because that's also like a lead generation tool, and it's also people seeing what your style is like and getting value from you. I've thought about doing an office hours type of thing, but oh, you are too kind, Monique. Thank you for sparking so many ideas. You all are welcome to show up in my DMs with thoughts on on headlines and things like you've done, Monique. I love it. And it continues to beg the question, do I need like a LinkedIn group or a circle group for all of us? I don't know. I have the newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter if you're not on it. This was so much fun. Don't forget to send connections to people in the comments. And thank you, Danny. That's what this is all about. I want you all to be friends. I want you to be friends. You all are just such a fun bunch. You're the best. And I'll see you next week. I'm excited to just keep this going. So have a great weekend. Enjoy streaming The Life of a Showgirl or whatever it is you want to listen to this weekend. And I'll see you next Friday. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Bye-bye. Toodaloo.